Hello, this is Judy. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am participating in Paper Crafting YouTubers Hop for Rebecca Moore, who hit a great subscriber landmark of 1,500 on our YouTube channel. So we're doing a celebratory hop, and I thought I'd join in and help her celebrate because, wow, I can't even imagine. She's a great artist though. I just love her work. I'm not copying any of her layouts though. I have a layout in mind for this photo of me and my daughter when she got married, and this is my other daughter. It's a really heartfelt photo. Okay, so I just love this girl. I love them both, of course, but celebrating her wedding. So what I'm going to do is do some Distress Oxide on some white daisy cardstock from Close to My Heart. I'm going to do a title with a thin cut which says love you with my whole heart, and I'm going to do a wood background, and I'm going to use a stamp, and it's Rustic Sign Sentiments right here. So it's this one. So this wood, I'm going to make a banner or a strip for the side of my layout, and use Distress Oxide to add the color. It's going to be very simple. I've got some florals here to use, and I've got some butterfly die cuts to use. So I'm going to really let the photo shine. I haven't even pulled out any pattern paper for this, but I'll probably find some. Her colors were an ombre of this mulberry mauve color, so that'll be easy enough to pull off, and I'll be back with what I have, and then we'll move along. Alright, first thing I've got to do is make a color swatch. Oh my goodness, that one's really, really juicy. So I'm going to put it on some of this packaging material, and then I'm going to add it to my paper just to see what it looks like. Oh, I like that. I like that. That's walnut stain. I think I'm going to have to get my craft sheet out. I just don't want to have everything to clean up. Alright. Next one is ground espresso. I'm going to go lighter on this one. Oh, and I forgot to put it on my packaging. That's okay. So ground espresso. That's a bit darker. Brush corduroy. Oh, that's a yellower color. Yellowy. And like any of these would be good for the wood. You just have to find the one that fits right with what you want, right? Hickory smoke, I can add that into. That's for the dresses. Believe it or not, I didn't have a good color to match the dresses. I'm sure that there is a color. Okay, this is antique linen, but I just don't have it, and I have a lot. Doesn't that always happen? My desk is crazy. I have been crafting like crazy lately. Okay, antique linen. Vintage photo. I'm just putting them in the order that I'm putting them on this so that I know which one is which. This is why vintage photo is so popular. I do love the color of the vintage photo. And rusty hinge. And this is more of an orangey reddish, like rust. Of course, that's why it's named that, right? So, let's see. Ooh, it's in a very nice warm brown. All right. So those are good. Now we got to do the dress colors. And fired brick. I think it's going to be too red orange, but we'll see. Because I could go real light with this, right? Looks like somebody got a really bad cut. Victorian velvet. This might be the closest I have to the mauve. Yeah, I think that's the one that's going to be, but we'll test all the others just in case. Tattered rose. Aged mahogany. Oh. This pad's dry. This is regular distress ink. You know, I like that color. It's deeper than this. Wow, I would not have thought. I would have thought that would be very dark. All right, fired brick, and this is the regular distress color. So let's give this a try. It actually has some good tones there. But I think this one, these three, I can use. Okay, so that is how I do a paint swatch for a page. Now I can use this too for my butterflies to cut them out. I can use this part for my wood, you know, if I wanted to. I'm going to use one color instead of all of these and vary it. So let's get another piece of white daisy. All right. So rusty hinge was too orange. Vintage photo we're going to use. Antique linen was too yellow. Actually, I think the brushed corduroy was too yellow. The Expresso was too dark, and walnut stain was good too. Okay, so we're gonna get this done so that it can dry and I can stamp it. I think that'll be good. We'll do these two. do some walnut stain. Kind of went off the plastic. Hard to see, right? Okay. I'm going to go back with vintage photo. And some more antique linen. Have the lock on this. There we go. Okay. Hit the lock button. It's nice to know there's a lock on there when you need it, not when you don't. So I added more water to this to hopefully get some muted colors. All right. This looks great. So nice. All right, we got some over here on the table. I'll try and soup up. Okay. Now, some butterflies that have been in my stash for a while, and these are from some thin cuts. They're still available at Close to My Heart. It was a promotion we had in the spring. You Are Enough, and they're very popular. I think they've restocked them, and that's why they still have some. A lot of people don't know they're still available. So you just want to, I usually run paper through and get 2 of each one when I run it through the die cut machine. So this is probably a bottom one that the paper's stuck in. All right. And these are going to get wet, so I don't care if they're a little warped. All right, and this is the top layer. And then the bottom layer. And we're going to do an ombre effect with these. Okay, so we had the fired brick, the Victorian velvet, and tattered rose. Alright, so my bottom one is going to be the, actually let's make the top one the dark color. And we can always change it. I've got lots of them to use. The bottom one we can do, or the top one we can do in the red, fired brick. The middle one we'll do in tattered rose, and we'll do the bottom in the Victorian velvet. All right, so let's move this out of the way so we don't get red on our wood. And we can just do these guys. Let's see if I want a smooth look or not. Yeah, let's do a smooth look, and then I can splatter with water. So the bottom one is going to be this, and not a lot of this is going to show, so I'm going to just layer it on. Okay. Oh, that's not the right lid. Okay. Phew. Victorian velvet. Good thing I didn't put the Dahlgren the wrong one when I did it. Okay. You know, you only do those things when you're making video. These ink pads are really nice and juicy, Now, this layer is going to be covered as well, so I'm not worried about my fingers being on it. But for the next one, I'm going to need a Post-it note to hold it down because I don't want to get my fingerprints on it. There's that. And now, I don't want to use these daubers because those are Distress ink daubers. So here are my other ones. These are regular ink. And I wanted that ombre look. Again, very subtle, but still there. All right, so let's see how this looks. All right, very pretty. All right, so that looks good. So I'm going to continue on. We're going to spritz with some water to get some water specks. Now the Distress will give a different look than the oxides will. And that's always fun. So there we go. And so I'll get a paper towel backdrop. Love to see how that turns out. Add some more on that one. Right. I'm gonna set these aside to dry. I'm gonna go really light with the vintage photo. This is still a little bit wet. I'm going to put it under my mat here so that it dries flat. Put the butterflies on here too. And this is our Versamat. It's got a cushion on the back. And it's a little weighty, but it's not heavy, I guess you'd say. But it's really nice as I'm working on it, providing the pressure to make those flatten out as they dry. All right, I pulled out an old collection that Close to My Heart had called True Love, and this matches her colors just perfect. Look at this. This is exactly her color scheme. So I thought I would use this as a base page, and it's really pretty on the other side too, but this is what's gonna work. So let me get my cutter out. I'm going to cut the zip strip off. And it's locked on me. There we go. And I love this cutter because you can see right where it's going to cut. It doesn't have the wire. I used to fray the wire because I used my cutter a lot. So I invested in this one with this bar, and I love it. I just wish the blades lasted longer, but they last quite a while. Okay, featured colors: ballerina, canary, eggplant, mint, New England ivy, sage, sapphire, sugar plum, and white daisy. All right, so I'm reading the colors that are featured in the collection because I want to figure out what to use for my title, a solid cardstock to use, and to go with the wood and the butterflies. So I'm thinking I may pull out the sugar plum and the ballerina. They're very light, and then I can use some, or I could do some white glitter paper and layer this on with white glitter paper. That would be really pretty. Ooh, that would be really pretty. All right, so that is our base. We don't need to cut that anymore. White glitter paper. All right. I'm going to trim this before I put it through the cutter so I don't waste any paper. Right. Scotch wall safe tape, great stuff. Doesn't tear your paper. I do want to mention that it doesn't tear close to my heart paper. If I use cheaper paper or less quality paper, knockoff, it does tear. So it just, you know, if you use it with good paper, then you will get good results. Okay, the magic video, it is all cut out. Very cool. Our die cut machine is phenomenal. If you're looking for a new die cut machine, it is the best. Let me know if you want more information on that. I'm going to get some sugar plum paper. Okay, that is cut out. It's so good. Okay, I'm going to use some of this white glue. I believe it is the Tombow Mono. I'm not going to do it on my project. Use my non-stick craft sheet. And I'm sorry if you hear the heater. I am in my basement, and we had the S word today. Yes, there were the white flying things outside. So yeah, the heater runs a little bit to keep the house warm, and it's down here with me, so it interferes with video making, but I can't control when it goes on and off without turning it off, and my husband gets mad. And I get cold. So as long as you can hear me, right? I could do voiceovers, but I like to explain what I'm doing as I'm doing it. And if you're doing something like this and you find it doesn't stick, after you put it down and most of it is adhered, you can run it through your die cut machine and it will seal that to it like it was a part of it, right? I want to get it in that glue that's there. The pressure will adhere any of these pieces so that the glue, like this Tombow Mono, dries sticky, so it allows it to stick even after it's dried, right? So you don't have to worry about doing it right away before it dries. And it's not sticky anymore because it stays sticky. Let's see if I can get that lined up precisely. Just takes a minute to grab. And in the meantime, I'll put an ink pad on it to hold it down so I'm not moving it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold a piece of copy paper, and I'm going to carefully put this in between. And now I'm going to run it through my die cut pressure and let the pressure really make that stick together. Okay. So now you can see everything is really well adhered. Might not be totally dry, so I'm not going to handle it too much, but it looks really good. Oh, let's do a photo mat, and the white edges, this is I printed at home, so let's get this trimmed up and get it matted. And I'm going to use this Fiskars. Love this trimmer. Never needs to be sharpened, right? And our paper is double-sided, so I can do a 2-layer mat with this same photo, or this same cardstock. So let's measure the photo. It's 5 1/4 by 4. So you can look at it both ways, with the lighter one first. Or you can flip it and do the dark and then the light. I think I like the dark and then the light. All right. I don't know if that red is going to go. I might have to change these out. I do like this. That isn't too bad. But I don't like the red. But we'll see once we get the wood pieces done. All right, so let's move this. Let's get this stamped. So here's my wood grain stamp. It's actually made for a wood panel sign. I'm going to stamp it with our new mocha ink. Let's turn this over so I have the cushion. You should always have a cushion when you're stamping a big stamp like this. Small ones, it's not so important, but the big ones, you want a good cushion so you get a good impression. And I'm going to cut these out individually so that I can stagger them as I want to. That way, if I overstamp the wrong way, I won't. Okay, this is where I'm at. I cut out all the wood pieces and I'm inking the edges of them with the hickory smoke just to give them a little more dimension. It makes the edges darker. I love how it looks. So I've done all those. I cut out a Picture My Life card, a little vase here with the blue, and a journaling card. This was a Picture My Life card. I cut that out. And, oh, I want to do the edge of the photo. This will really make this pop to give it this gray edge. See how much that pops. I don't want to lay it down in case it's still a little wet. I found another Picture My Life card, this one. I said I could cut that butterfly out of this if what I had in mind didn't work, but I think it worked. I think I'm okay with them. I went over them with the Victorian Velvet color and it really softened that red and blended them in. I like them. They're intense, but I think they still go. I'm okay. I'm okay with them. So I'm gonna glue those down, and then I've got my wood pieces all cut out and ready to go. And I'm going to layer them around the page, put the photo down and everything else down, and I think I'll be done. So I'll be back in a minute with that, and if I do anything else different, I'll let you know then. Okay, I'm done, and I just have my journaling to do, and I love this page. It's really pretty. I put liquid glass on the butterflies. I added some acrylic hearts. They're the new ones. They're real thin from close to my heart. You can probably see how thin they are. Pop this up on foam adhesive. I put liquid glass on the flowers and the bow. I put liquid glass on the whole butterfly on the top layer just to really make them shine, and they're going to dry rock hard too. And I put a couple hearts here and there, and yeah, I just made the wood go around. It's so pretty. So I'm probably going to add a sapphire tag maybe up here. That'll give my 3 blue things. I just got to make one, and I haven't done it yet. So I'll do that before I do the still photos at the end. So thank you for joining me. And again, congratulations to Rebecca on her 1,500 subscribers. Wow. She is a great artist, though, so make sure you check her out and all the other people that are following along on YouTube Hop. And if you could, please leave me a comment or a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you. Have a great day.